Welcome to the 15-minute MBA at Dominion City Church with your host, Dr. Una. Today, she'll be interviewing a very special guest, Candice Adam, the founder and CEO of Chic Geeks, an innovative company that creates stylish and luxury MacBook, iPad, and iPhone cases. Let's jump right in. Well, hi, everybody. This is Dr. Una, and I am your host for the 15-minute MBA at Dominion City Church. And I am so excited today to have Miss Candice on here. She is the founder of Chic Geeks, one of my favorite companies. So I'm going to let her introduce herself, tell us her story. So just, sit back. This is going to be a really good episode. So Candice, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to join you. Thank you for inviting me in. Praise the Lord. Let me start with that. Praise
Hallelujah.
the Lord.
I'm here with you.
Hallelujah. Amen. Well, my name is Candice Adams, and I am the creator of Chic Geeks. At Chic Geeks, we design luxury laptop cases, iPad cases, and iPhone cases to make your workspaces more beautiful and more inspiring.
And I'm so happy you do that.
Thank you.
As you can see, I have my beautiful luxury case here. So tell the group, what really inspired you to start Chic Geeks?
It's interesting. It came from a need that I didn't even expect. I happened to go get a brand new laptop from the Apple store. And because I travel and I'm on the go a lot, I wanted to have a case that would protect it and, prevent it from getting scratched up, because I am a little bit of a goofy and clumsy girl. And I knew that it was inevitable that I would bump into things and knock through things. So I said, okay, I need a case. So the helpful Apple employee took me to their little section where they had some cases. And I didn't see anything that I thought was cute or stylish or fashionable or sophisticated or sleek. And so I said, I'll go get one somewhere else. So I went to Best Buy and I didn't see anything there. I went to Target. I didn't see anything there. And I looked online and I still didn't see anything that was me. I wanted something that was stylish. I might walk around a little bummy. I'm bumming it in the office today. Please forgive me. But I wanted something that was stylish. So I said, I think I'll make my own. So I came up with a design, a prototype, and then I actually had several. I had like 4 and I couldn't make up my mind. And then I said, you know what? I think there are some other people like me that would want something stylish, sleek, and sophisticated too. And so that was the beginning of the line evolving, and that's how I got started.
Wow.
About 3 years later, here we are today.
Wow, that's really impressive. So what you did was you took a problem that you could have whined and complained about, and then you turned it into a business.
Yes.
I love, by the way. No, I've said it already.
They say that necessity is the mother of invention. And so I saw a need and I decided to meet it. We always say, and this always kind of gets up under my skin a little bit when I hear people say it, why don't they make a this? Why don't they do that? And like, who is they?
Who is they?
Let it be us. Because if someone else can do it, you can do it too.
Good. Awesome. That's really cool. So tell me this. So have you always been an entrepreneur, or this thing just landed on you?
I remember. As long as I can remember. I remember being in elementary school and selling candy, convincing my grandmother or my mom to let me buy like candy in bulk. And then I would come home, I would like break it down into like little baggies, and I would sell it at like snack time or sell it at lunchtime. I've sold cosmetics, I've sold perfume, I've sold baby clothes, I've sold, vitamin supplements. And then once my career began to like professionally involved in college, I became a real estate agent. Eventually got my broker's license, and I sold commercial property. I worked in wealth management. I was a financial advisor. So I've always really enjoyed careers and opportunities where I was able to work for myself. Chic Geeks is really the involvement of that. It's the culmination of that, of everything that I've learned for the past 35 years really about business, I've had to use here. So when it comes to web development, when it comes to design, when it comes to inventory management, manufacturing, marketing, social media, um, shipping, logistics, customer service, it's taken on a beautiful life of its own, and I've had to dig deep down into some reservoirs that I didn't even know I had, didn't even realize I had developed these certain skills over the years to be able to use them for business.
So what that means is for every opportunity we have, it may not be the thing, but we should
Mhm.
throw ourselves in it because it will take us to the thing,
You
right?
know what? I could not have said it better myself. There and I've heard this from other friends of mine that are in business and that are in entrepreneurs. There were jobs that I had when I was 15, 16, 17, because I started working pretty early, that I thought they didn't connect to my life in any kind of way. I
Okay.
thought that I was just spending my time on the job, collecting the paycheck back when I was a tutor, working with kids, back when I was scooping ice cream at Baskin Robbins, or when I was frying chicken at Popeyes. There was something that I learned from each of those jobs. There was a skill set that I developed that I'm using today. And I thought, I'm just passing the time. I'm just collecting a paycheck. But every single point in my life has led up to this moment. Just like, Joseph, when he was down in the pit and his brothers were looking over him, that was very purposed. And so I can look at moments throughout my life and say, you know what? That was purpose. There's a certain skill set from that. There's a certain amount of character building that came from that I'm able to use today. And I don't know if Chic Geeks is the final uh, road for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I
There's
am
something else.
certain that there's some character building now, and there's some skills that I'm using now that I will use in the next level and in the next platform that God has for me.
That's so powerful. So I'm so glad this came up this early. But what I'm taking away
I'm in
from
good
it is,
company, so we could just go there.
yeah, yeah. And so really it is wherever I am, give it 110% because it's all
As unto the
relevant to
Lord.
where I'm going. So
Yes.
now someone may look at this and look at the pretty cases and listen to your story and they're like, oh, she's just so lucky. This must have been so easy. So has this Chic Geeks thing been without challenges? I see you giving me the swipe. I'm looking away. Has
Not
it been
at
without
all.
challenges?
You know what? There have been challenges every step of the way. So this entire process started about 3 years ago. When I was building the prototypes and I was sourcing the materials and I was testing the manufacturing, I thought that within 6 months, I would be like locked and loaded, ready to launch and take off. And that's not what happened. It took an entire 2 years before I was able to launch the website and open to the
Wow.
public. And
So
that's because
4 times the amount of time you were thinking.
oh yeah,
4 times
absolutely.
the
4
amount.
times the
Wow.
amount
Okay.
of time, probably about 10 times the amount of money. I'm thankful to God that something always came through and I was able to have the capital, but there were certainly challenges every step of the way. On last Monday, we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary of launching our website. Woo!
Congratulations. That is great.
Thank you. And even at the 1 year mark, you can come on through. We're in the office. We're here working. Even at the 1 year mark, there are, different challenges that we're experiencing now. I've experienced various manufacturing challenges throughout the process, learning how to get my product to market and get eyeballs on it, because we're a small company. To a certain extent, we have a limited budget. So, spending money on ads, reaching out to our customers on social media, engaging with our customers, finding ways to connect with new customers. I have a product, but just because you have a website doesn't mean that you're going to be able to bring traffic to your site.
Yeah.
You have to do the work. And, putting an ad together isn't so easy. I had to learn Facebook ads. I had to learn to Google ads. I had to learn email marketing. So there's a whole assortment of things that not only did I have to learn, but I'm still actively having to learn now. So there are new challenges every day.
So it's just the way it is, right? And I think the reward for overcoming one challenge is a whole new set of challenges, right?
I wish someone had told me that a long time ago. I just now, this hard-headed little girl is just now starting to get the revelation that, once you overcome one challenge, it's not like, whoo, okay, kick back, I'm done with that. It's like, okay, great. You passed level 8. There are 30 more levels that you need to get to. It's very much like, our journey in Christ. We go through challenges, but we go from glory to glory.
Yep.
And that experience is very much what I liken, these challenges to.
So what would you tell the person who's like, you know what? I know I should start a business. I've had this thing that I should do it. I've been nervous, but you know what? I'm going to do it. What would be the top advice you would give them?
I would say, do it. Do not delay. Start somewhere. You have to get started because, sometimes we have analysis paralysis. And many times, especially, if we operate in excellence or we're looking at other people and we see them doing amazing, we want everything to be perfect and just right before we launch. And nothing is ever going to be perfect. You're always going to be working. You're always going to be growing. You're always going to be evolving. You are going to have to start somewhere. If I waited for my website to be perfect, I never would have started. I wouldn't have done it now. There are some new products that I need to upload to the website that we have that I haven't had time to get them on there. And so today we are launching a sales campaign. And I was talking with my graphic designer about, okay, so when are we going to hit send on this email that's going to go out to all of our subscribers? I didn't want to hit send on the email because I wanted to upload a few more items to the site. I wanted to tweak some things. And I said, you know what, just hit send because it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
We are in the midst of we are in the midst of the longest economic expansion in U.S. history.
Oh, wow.
The longest economic expansion in U.S. history. This is the time if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to invest, if you're looking to start a business, do it now. And right now, I think it's so important because there's so much marketing that can be done for free.
Yeah.
Social media, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. These are free platforms right now, and they're not going to be free. Hey, look, told you, we're in the midst of work.
You're good.
Okay. They're not going to be free that much longer. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy because that would be deceiving.
Yeah.
But I will say, you have to take that first step. So start the podcast, start the business, send the email, write the first paragraph, do it.
Just start. All right. Well, so you guys got it. Just start. So, what would you say are the things you do to stay motivated, right? Because entrepreneurship is challenging, it's hard. Sometimes you work really hard before you see results. Like you said, you were planning for 6 months and it turned into 2 years. So how do you stay on the grind?
So I think that self-care is really important. Okay. For me, I eat, sleep, and breathe Chic Geeks. And it definitely spills into my personal life. In the middle of the night, I find myself, having dreams about tracking numbers and having dreams about customers. Like I had a nightmare last night and it kept happening that there was a whole section of orders hidden in the office somewhere that I didn't realize needed to be sent out. Oh. And so they didn't get sent out. And we found them and I kept finding these pockets of orders. And at some point I had to pull myself up out of bed and just have a conversation with Jesus. Lord, you know the desires of my heart. You said that you would give me a peace that passes all understanding. You said that you have not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power and love. And it calmed that anxiety that I had. Sometimes I have to check in with myself and say, where is this anxiety coming from? Where is this fear coming from? On days when, the sales aren't what I need them to be, and you see people walking around, I still got to pay a team and a staff.
Yeah.
That my trust relies in the Lord. And sometimes I have to step back and say, okay, I need to trust God to handle this. It's going to take care of themselves. And so like last night, like I took a bubble bath. I took a bubble bath. I played my worship music and I just checked in with me. Oftentimes especially in this stage right now, I have to take an assessment and remember what it is that I'm grateful for, because I'm constantly analyzing and assessing, okay, this needs to be done. This needs to be done. This needs to be done. But it's good sometimes just to take an assessment and be thankful for what's occurred already, whether it's in business or it's in my personal life. I encourage and motivate myself by reminding myself about what God has said about me, to me, and for me, because I know that no matter what it looks like right now, that stands, that I can count on that. And that's part of, having faith. It's not what I see, it's what I know to be true because he said so.
Yes.
So that motivates me.
That's really good. So what that means is your faith and your business, right? They're not necessarily separate because you're surviving in business because of your faith.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because sometimes there's this, and I don't know if this happens to you, but it happens to a lot of entrepreneurs. It was a big struggle for me in the beginning, where business is secular and faith is spiritual, and they're separate, but they're not separate. They're
right
together.
It's interesting. I had it was a very unique path that I followed that brought me to that very understanding that you just so eloquently articulated. I thought they were separate because there are many times in this journey that I wanted to give up. And being a creative person and having had so many different entrepreneurial paths, I was like, you know what? This isn't working. This isn't for me. And it was like God had me in a lock hold and was like, no, like you are going to do this. You are going to see this through and push through, even though you don't feel like it. And that's when I realized that Chic Geeks was more than what I thought it was. It was more than just, some pretty cases, that God was using this experience to teach me some things, to develop some character in me, to teach me how to be faithful. Even the team that he's entrusted me with, he revealed to me that there's a responsibility that I have to them. We now have a team of 7.
Nice.
But back when it was just me and an assistant, she would see me go through, my ups and downs. I remember not that long ago, I believe it was in May, it might've been in April. And I thought, you know what, I can't do this anymore. It was really overwhelming. And we have a close relationship. She's my personal assistant. And so I just had a breakdown in front of her. I had a whole breakdown. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I think that, I'm going to close up shop and, you should, go find another job. I think you have about 30 days. I can't do this. And she pleaded with me not to.
Wow.
She essentially stated the word of God back to me and reminded me how far we've come. She reminded me what the promise was and was like, you can't give up. And so that was one of many moments when I realized that this isn't as secular or as trivial as I would like it to be. And that what I'm currently doing is very much tied to the purpose that God has for me, because it's about so much more than just the product itself.
Oh, that is so powerful. And if I can stop and say this, I'm so happy you didn't quit.
Thank you.
This is our first time of actually talking.
Like face to face.
It's the first time.
We've communicated many times.
We've communicated a lot on Instagram, and your business has been a business that has really inspired me. I've watched it grow over the months, and I'm like, this is so amazing. I mean, at airports, every time I bring my laptop out of the bin, someone's like, oh my God, that's so cute. I pull up my Instagram, I'm like, here, yeah, I tagged you, go buy a case. But you have a really great business, more than you know. So it's just lovely to see. So I'm glad you didn't quit, and you should give her a raise or something. That's really amazing.
Yes, I certainly did. She's my right hand. I'm very thankful for it.
That's great. Having a great team is really awesome.
Yeah.
Tell me what your favorite business book is.
Ooh, well, I have many, but right now I am reading or rereading. It's called The Purple Cow by Seth Golden, or not Golden, Seth Seth. And I think the last name is Godin, not Golden.
Golden, yes,
The book is called The
Godin.
Purple Cow.
Yeah.
And it's all about unconventional marketing strategies and thinking outside the box when it comes to marketing.
Okay.
The entire landscape of how we market to people has changed. In the 80s and 90s, the number one form of marketing was TV commercials. And we can all remember, these classic TV commercials and jingles that seem to be seared into our brain.
Yeah.
But right now, with the advent of social media, there are so many different stimulants competing for our attention. You're driving down the street, you see billboards, you get a notification from a friend, you're scrolling through your Instagram feed or your Facebook feed, or you're on Snapchat or wherever it is that you live. And there are always ads, there are always companies that are competing for our dollar, competing for attention. So, The Purple Cow talks about the history of marketing and advertisement, and it also talks about how to think in unconventional ways to drive more traffic to your website or your business, or the unconventional ways in which you can get your product to market and get the market's attention.
I'm gonna go get that. I've read Tribes. I haven't read The Purple Cow. So that's Purple Cow by Seth Godin.
Yes. And it's really tiny. I think it's like no more than 100 pages. It's like a book that can fit in the palm of my hand. It's a great quick read.
Awesome. So I am going to get that. This has been great. All right. So tell the people how they can find you to get their own cases. And I have one more question for you.
Okay. So there's two places that you can find me. Dr. Una, I appreciate you so much. You have been a loyal Chic Geeks supporter from the very beginning. I think that you were one of our very first customers. It's been such a pleasure watching you, getting to know about the ministry and your personal business. So I thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was a complete surprise to me how many people I have been able to connect with on Instagram, how many people have enjoyed watching us grow, and how many people have enjoyed watching our journey on Instagram. So Instagram is the best place to connect with me. We are at chic.geeks. It's CHIC.GEEKS. And then so you can see all of our beautiful cases there. I'm there often. You can find me in lives. You can find me on IGTV. You can send me a DM. And then also to purchase a case, you can visit us at chicgeeks.com. That's CHICGEEKS.
Now, I know that all the cases are your babies. Which one is your favorite one?
Ooh, so right now, and I think I just happen to have some here in arm's reach. Right now, it would probably be our iPad cases, because we listened to our customers. Our customers, they loved our MacBook cases, but they told us they really wanted iPad cases. So it's hard to choose. You can't.
I know.
You don't like choosing between your children.
This is why I saved this question for last. I know.
Thank you. And I don't know if this is going to show up very well.
This
is our unicorn sparkle iPad case. So unicorn sparkle, I love. But sometimes it's just a little too blingy when you want to be more subtle. Yeah. So I also really love the rose gold glitter. But my all-time fave, and this is probably my fave for everything, and I don't know if this is showing up well on camera.
It is.
My all-time fave for MacBooks, iPads, and iPhones would be the Black Bow crocodile case. I'm really in love with this. It's very, it's fun, but it's also sophisticated. So I feel like I could take it, to the boardroom, and I could also just, be out and, be fashionable and classy. So it kind of encompasses everything I need all in one.
Aww. They look good though. And I know from the very beginning, people were asking about the iPad cases. So your company is very responsive to what your customers want, which is great.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. This has been fun.
Yes.
I'm really glad we connected. I'm not even sure how it started in the very beginning, but I'm glad we've connected. Congratulations on all your growth. Congratulations on launching the iPad and the iPhone cases. As you know, we'll stay connected on Instagram, and everybody here knows to follow you on Instagram and to check you out on your website. And I wish you the best of successes in this business and the next business, which is bound to come.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me. Happy Sunday to you all. Bye.